Alright guys, Fro here to bring you another post-match recording of a commentary track on a Guilty Gear Exert set. This is our inaugural tournament's grand finals between myself playing Axel and Overlord Sin. We have probably played each other more than any other two players in our entire circuit, so there's a lot of stuff we do that is primarily geared at getting at each other. This is a matchup that I feel is particularly even because it essentially depends on the range of Sin's 5/, where within that range Axel loses and outside of it he can control the match pretty well. Alright, I managed to get the jump slash to get in there. The Rensen 2 follow-up there can be punished by Sin if he faultless defenses so that 2 hits miss at the very least, but that time of 1 hit whiffed, so... I'd already lost to Overlord in the winner's side of the bracket. That match wasn't recorded, unfortunately. I went for the Roshosen there. He, out of all of our local scene, he probably reacts to that the absolute best, so I shouldn't have even been going for it. Alright, I managed to get a quick bomber combo there to put him towards the corner. He typically doesn't tech just in order to avoid any tech reads by me. Alright, I get the 5/ counter hit. I'll Voltaic Dane. I decided not to jump slash there because that would have extended my hurt box right into that super. Oh, I had an opportunity to anti-air there and I didn't take it. Overlord will take that all day and throws me for the win. I have been using 5/ a lot more because, especially as a frame trap after jump-ins every once in a while. And because it guarantees Rensen when that happens as a counter hit. Another Mr. Shosen by me, but he didn't get a huge punish. This is something he's worked on a lot, and I really commend him for it. His pickups into air combos have become impeccable, and you saw how much damage that did. The one thing I fear from Sin the most. Right, slide. Alright, I managed to get a 2S anti-air there. If he does the flag jump at a certain distance, I'm essentially guaranteed to at least force him to block a 2S. Alright, double overhead from me, triple overheads. I did the Roshosen that time, tried to trick him into jumping, but he didn't do it, so good stuff to him to stay patient. Alright, gets 2S anti-air. He was a little slow in his approach, and pretty much gave me exactly what I was looking for. Ended up taking the round there. Good opener on his part. I should basically never be challenging him right at the start of the round, because his 5S will beat anything I can do at that range. I should have gone for 6K instead of 2S. Good stuff to him, knocks me down, gets his food in. I do 5P again, anticipating the overhead, and I managed to stop him. He was probably thinking I was going to jump at him. Good on him to not do anything when he noticed I had already purple RC'd the Roshosen. But at this point, I'm really low on life. Good burst. I'd already committed to the combo. We don't burst read against each other as well as we should, to be honest. Another aerial pickup, really good stuff. And first game goes to him. He's on the winner's side, so for me to take it back, I need to win 2 best 3 out of 5 sets. 1-0 Overlord. And you're going to see a lot of these matches probably come down to just what happens right at the start of the round. Whether I'm able to stay out of the range of 5S or just make sure I don't challenge it stupidly. I try to get him with the 2H upon landing there. Nice, he gets me with the Elk Hunt, puts me towards the corner, and he just regains food instead of making any risks there. Again, another fantastic aerial pickup. I get a little bit impatient with my approaches sometimes in this matchup because I'm afraid to play on the ground against Sin sometimes. That Roshosen was an input error, definitely. Either way, I managed to get an anti-air out of it. I go for the overheads a lot against him, just as a potential meaty. Alright, good burst on his part. He saw I'd committed and he didn't want to get pushed towards the corner. I was reading Elk Hunt with that overhead. He didn't do it, so I didn't get a counter hit there. Nice RC. He continues into 2H, and that would have been a whole lot of damage in the corner. Didn't even need half the combo to finish there. And I keep trying to tail him on the ground now. Run right up to him and throw. Something I hadn't really been doing. I'm not sure why I didn't continue the combo there, but... Oh, that was a mistake I've been making a lot of times, trying to stop with faultless defense and then go into the throw, but I was hitting my kick too early, so it comes out with 6K instead. Alright, I managed to get him there, and again, abusing the fact that he doesn't tech sometimes, so I just went for a mini continuation there. Ooh, bad miss on my part, and he profits by getting a decent amount of damage and food. Jumps in on me with jump S. Sin's jump is a bit weird and floaty. It's not fast, but it does mess with me sometimes when I try to anti-air him. I managed to snag him with a 5P. Whatever he was trying to do there, overhead, jump, whatever, I managed to hit him out of it. Immediate opener with 5S into Elk Hunt to stab combo. Nice. He uses close S as a solid anti-air. It does have a nice hitbox above Sin's head. Comes out much faster than I give it credit for, and it's part of the reason that I get hit by it so much. Nice. He almost manages to pick me up again, and that's going to be the match I try to challenge in that same range where I shouldn't really be trying to challenge Sin. I should be trying to get out of that range as quickly as possible, or be within my own 5K range. 2-0 to Overlord, and I'm on the ropes here. My tournament life is on the line in this grand finals.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Alright, managed to get a throw right out of the gates. He decides not to burst this. It's not much damage, not really worth it. I do the 3P from the anti-DP distance. His DP isn't one that I tend to fear for any reason. Nice YRC tried to trick me with by going into 3K, but I do know about Sin that his overhead is about the only option that's going to make me block high for any reason other than his jump dust. Alright, I got to run up throw here. He's given me just about zero reason to ever stop doing 6H. Wow, that was really risky on my part, but I'm lucky Overlord didn't respond in time, and I managed to throw him upon his landing around to me. Alright, 2H to open up. I anticipate him thinking of 6H, so I just go for 2H, and it turned out to be a correct read on my part. Alright. A lot of my jump pressure comes from the fact that Overlord is afraid to hit buttons against Axel at the range that I corner him from. And so it just makes me feel free to just move around a lot more than I should be in a lot of those ranges. Alright, I mix him up with 3P that time, but good on him to block. Alright, Rensen. Oh, and there's that mistake again. Throws me into the corner. DP, great block on his part. And I eat a lot of damage here. He ends up reinvigorating his calorie meter. He's almost got this comeback sealed. And he ate at a really bad distance. He told me that was an input error on his part, that he wasn't actually trying to eat, but either way, I managed to get him with 2H, RC, and finish the combo for the win. 2-1's the score. That's something I've been doing a lot just because sometimes I want to get more damage out of my 2H when I feel like I'm too far behind, or if it's going to finish a match for me. Alright, I air dash and do the jump S too late, and he manages to anti-air me. I get hit by close slash, takes me towards the corner. RC's his food to try to keep up pressure. I went in for the throw, and I think we both went for throws there. I should have anti-aired him instead of just standing up there. My risk gauge is exceptionally high at this point. Good burst timing on his part when he saw that I committed to the Rensen. Alright. He doesn't tech again. Alright, I got an empty jump throw, but I hit the 6K 2S a little bit too late, causing the combo to drop. Alright, I managed to get a jump in, and again, that's that apprehensiveness by Overlord that gives me so much free reign to jump in on him in the corner. But I should have done 2S instead. Would have gotten me maybe the second hit and an opportunity to combo since his meter was out. Alright, I managed to frame trap him with 5K, but I was too far to actually get a full combo into Rensen. I need to work on my distance recognition. Alright, I was looking for 5S with that 2K, but Overlord probably realizing that that's what I was going to be doing. Alright, he flag jumps, and that's the distance where he should never be doing that without at least faultless defensing. Alright, he gets me with the anti-air throw. He basically nullified a lot of the stuff I do with 6H. It didn't complete his anti-air combo that time though. And again, just like the previous round, 2H, I immediately RC to run in. And that's 2-2. Tense moments here. definitely was a very tense room while the set was being played.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Alright, he's using those backdashes essentially to avoid having to do, just as a way to out-footsie the normals that I use, because their active frames will run out by the time his backdash gets through. Alright, I managed to get the anti-air there. Black beat combo, but again, because he's so hesitant to tech against Axel, I tend to utilize that a lot, especially more so now. Alright, I complete a bomber loop. I'll take that first round. Alright, 6H, but he gets frame trapped. That is plus on block, and he didn't just guard it, so... I'm not doing 6H off of my 2Hs nearly as much now, because I know that he has 6P ready for that, and any 6P he lands is going to lead to a whole lot of damage. Speaking of a whole lot of damage, he managed to get me with the overhead with me trying to jump out. Right. Oh, the second hit didn't drag back, and at this point I'm in a lot of trouble. I don't have a burst to deal with, but he corners himself. Right, I managed to DP him, put him into the corner. I tried to mix up a little differently there. Just pretty much using DP to stop him from doing anything to try to get out. Oh, I was too far for 5k. If that landed, him being crouching would have definitely won it. He managed to anti-air me with 6p. I do a really awful burst there, and good stuff to him. He immediately utilizes it, takes that round. I should have waited a little bit for him to jump up before that burst, for sure. Something to keep in mind. Again, another full air combo conversion, and I'm on the ropes here with both of us on match point, with Overlord on tournament point. Baits my DP, but doesn't get a full combo. Really low on food at this point, so that's where I should definitely start trying to attack him harder. Alright, I managed to get a double mix-up with the low into the overhead, stop him from eating, and now this is a really advantageous situation for me. Oh, he runs out of food. At this point, I notice it. Immediately go for the RC combo. And that burst, essentially saving my tournament life and allowing me to reset Grand Finals. I can only consider that burst to be a huge brain fart, because there was no reason for him to burst there. And we're now reset at 0-0. Second set of Grand Finals. Alright, I open up with Jump S. He's doing a lot of these backdashes, and I should be doing more of delaying some of my attacks in order to catch it. Either way, I managed to immediately push him towards the corner. Alright, 2 follow-up to the Renson. He's, for some reason, wasn't anticipating at that time. Alright, I managed to bait his burst. I didn't go for a bomber loop because I honestly wasn't feeling too confident about them at that point. My execution on that side had been feeling a little bit wonky. I let him out of the corner, but again, that hesitation on his part, and I managed to get an easy jump in after his missed anti-air. Alright, jump back with the jump S. Counter hit, but I don't manage to follow up. Alright, I get the counter hit 6H. I thought with the TK Bomber he'd be close enough for me to do 5P. That wasn't quite the case. 6H is a good read against Elk Hunt, just because Sins love to go to that move so much. Alright, I managed another 2S anti-air on his flag jump. I go that time for doing jump D out of the 6H YRC. He managed to get me trying to jump at him, and good combo on his part. Ride the lightning. Carries me all the way down to the opposite corner. Oh, he went for the instant overhead, and ooh, wow, he went behind me in a fashion I wasn't expecting there, and combo drop managed to throw me on my attempt for a mix-up there. Right, gets me with the Elk Hunt, good low profile. Oh, nice usage of his crouch slash to get underneath. Good comeback by Overlord. Alright, 6H. And again, that time he blocks it. I try to frame trap him. He doesn't bite. His wrist gauge completely full at this point. I get the 6P, gets me a full counter hit combo. but I wasn't quite at the right distance for that to complete. Oh, I tech right at him again. That's a mistake that I'd repeated quite a few times. All right, I managed to cross him back into the corner. 6H pressure here, but I don't get a full capitalization on it. Instant overhead, I eat it, but the distance wasn't quite right, so his follow-up didn't land. Gets me with it again, and this time he's going to be able to complete the combo. Oh, he runs out of food. The opportunity is on my side now for sure. All right, RC on 2H. Start pushing him back. Oh, he'd run out of food. He gambled it all on Elk Hunt. I punish with a throw, and that gives me another game.
Axel versus C. Get ready to rock. Heaven or
All right, here we go again. I jump back, and he was trying to run up and 6P me, but at that distance he was anticipating neutral jump, and I jump back. Sparrowhawk. I basically just try to go for a little bit of chip damage here. Sparrowhawk does progressively more chip damage with each chain that comes out. All right, jump in here with the heavy. Right, nice on Overlord to immediately snag me, trying to do slow pressure again. Too slow with that Rensen. I was there. Again, I make that same mistake trying to tech right at him. He's been reading that exceptionally well and getting so much profit for it. All right, he gets me with the 5H, but he hit me from the wrong side, so he didn't manage to get as much off it as he would have liked. I missed my sweep thinking he was going to sit there, and he manages to profit by punishing it immediately. Good stuff. Nice, catches me with Elk Hunt. Wrong of me to backdash at that distance. I didn't have it gauged quite correctly. Nice, and again. Alright, I managed to do kind of a super slow frame trap as soon as I thought he might hit a button with that 2D. Alright, have him locked in this pressure right now, and I've cranked up his wrist gauge. I anti-air with the Roshosen, something a little gimmick I do every once in a while, and by every once in a while I mean once like every 100 matches or so. Oh wow, counter hit with the overhead, and that pushes me towards the corner, but he messes up his follow-up. Alright, I managed to get a 2H full follow-up there into Rensen combo. Alright, I don't go for the 6H, I've definitely been punished for that too often. Bad mistake on my part there. Elk Hunt is plus on block. He was playing it super patient. His food gauge was running down. I should have just kind of buckled down and taken the pressure a little bit more. 1-1's the score now in this second grand final set.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Alright, jump right at him with jump S. Get him with an anti-air throw. Right, throw in the corner. He didn't want to deal with getting bomber looped into another disadvantageous situation. But again, that flag jump, I've been abusing the fact that he doesn't set that up at the right distance, so that gives me a free anti-air every time. That time I should have just canceled into Rensen instead. Ooh, I was really late with my attempt to anti-air his jump S there off the tech. Puts me into a really troublesome spot, but he pushes me out of the corner, giving me a second chance at life here. I was thinking he might tech there or something, maybe, but either way, I decided not to Rensen there. Alright, I mixed him up because he was expecting 6H for sure. Managed to frame trap him into 5S and go into Rensen 2 follow-up. That does a lot of damage, especially when the wrist gauge is cranked up. Alright, I used the frame advantage off close S and the fact that I thought he would press a slower button. Alright, managed to get me with the 5S quick Elk Hunt stab combo. Counter hit, I'm surprised that actually didn't follow through. Burst pushes me out of the corner, I'll take that all day, as I end up putting myself back in the corner. Commentator's cursing yourself, next level. There's the combo. Alright, I didn't quite get the right Tiger Knee on that, so I don't get to do a bomber follow-up. Again with that 6K mistake. Overlord stabs me into the corner, good counter hit on his part. Again, jumps in with the S. He's doing that tech at just the distance where he realized I've been messing up my anti-air so much. So it's a good counter read from him to turn that disadvantage into an advantage. Again, I mess up my throw approach a little bit, and Overlord, he's been getting so much better with his throw game. I need to be a lot more careful in those situations. I get him that time by teching back in with heavy. Alright, 5S into Renson. He's been trying to make sure not to eat that frame trap as much as possible. Again, I get him with the 2D though. That's a 10 frame sweep. This shouldn't be working as well as it is. But Overlord, because he's getting a little bit pensive here. It's giving me a lot of free reign to do things that, well, that's kind of how Axel makes it work. 2S, I was anticipating a jump up there. And again, I was starting to get a little bit nervous at this point, I'm not going to lie. I got the anti-air and obvious burst, not baited from my part. Alright, I keep it simple, just block swing into Renson, taking away his life on chip damage, taking away his faultless defense, tension. And that's 2-1. So yeah, I do think I profited quite a bit from Overlord being getting a little bit too passive sometimes, allowing me to press slower buttons at will. And Axel, when he plays his faster pressure well, that's kind of what he gains as profit. But I do think I was getting more out of it than maybe I should have. Alright, I have him immediately trapped in the corner. His tendency to backdash a lot of chain attacks in the beginning is something that definitely helps with pushing him towards the corner. But he gets another great air combo conversion. Alright, 2D to Renson. Again, I just stopped 6Hing off of 2H because he's been dealing with that so well. Right. Ooh, I baited the burst. I could have just 5P'd there to try to get at least something out of it. I make the same mistake with my 6K again, and he throws me RCs. Finally, I managed to get the 6K going in the right time to stop him with that tech in that he's been doing. Alright, so, 3P to 6H mix-up, and I managed to hit him with the 2 follow-up to Renson. Counter hit 5S. At that distance, I'm so far out that I think even his 5S isn't going to mess with mine. Or at least he's going to get hit trying to start it up, because again, he's been a little bit slow in his button pressing on defense, allowing me all this advantage. He doesn't tech, so I get a decent follow-up there. Not close enough to get a full bomber follow-up, though. And you see there again, I just managed to get so much of this pressure going, because he essentially lets me get it. Well, he gets the counter hit and converts into the combo. It was a black beat, but his timing was close enough to being the right timing either way. He RCs off his overhead, realized he was in a little bit of trouble there. Burst immediately. I was fully committed there, but a tournament point for me, and I have him on the ropes. Alright, Elk Hunt. I'm playing it extra careful here. I still have a burst. And I managed to get him with a 2D, pseudo frame trapping him off the jump in. Thanks to Overlord for what was a pretty fun set. Thanks to everybody who participated in this tournament and everybody who watches this video. Thank you for watching. This was Fro. That was our inaugural Guilty Gear Exart tournament. We're going to have more. Stay tuned to our channel, Riyadh FGC, and we will see you next time.